Do you understand? So this is, I am not being myself. Number 3, you see the contradiction. Now the contradiction simply means this, that all we ever want is to feel fulfilled, to be happy, right? To feel good. But the moment we identify with any past or even future, we are betraying that. We are limiting, we're blocking that. We are actually contradicting the very thing we want. You see? But don't beat on yourself, just see it in a very detached way. This is the beauty of forgiveness, is to see it without saying, oh, I should know better. There's no such thing as you should know better. If you should know better, then you do. The fact is that you don't know any better, and you acknowledge that. You see? And then, after you have seen the contradiction, number 5, you see number 4, sorry, you see the futility of it. It is, you know what the futility means? Okay. Every time you remember the past of what had happened to you and you carry that with you, it's just like having a sack on your back and put a rock there. And then try to climb up. And then you wonder why you're aging, why you're weakening, why you're exhausted. Okay, carrying this heavy sack of rocks on your back. And it's useless. It's futile because it's not doing any good, because they're rocks. There's no meaning in it. All you have to do is just toss it aside. You see? And you can. Through forgiveness, you can toss it aside. And finally, you say to yourself, this is what is. This is the feeling there is. That's it. The rest has nothing to do with you. The rest is up to God. To love, to oneness, to that center, which is always taking care of you if you give it the chance, give yourself the chance to accept it. Do you understand? You have to give it one small iota of help for it to help you. Give it a little finger and it gives you its whole hand, its whole body. The reason most people do not succeed because they don't give it that little bit of love. You see? I remember, and I'd like to say this because I know many people share the same feeling. You know, many years ago, maybe not that many, but whenever Saturday night came along, if I didn't have a date, I'd feel awful. I'd feel lonely, you see. I wasn't married, of course, I was single. And I feared commitment. I feared getting too involved because I loved my freedom. But when Saturday night came and I didn't have a date, I would feel lonely. But what do I do when I feel lonely? I dream of a beautiful brunette making passionate love to me, telling me, oh, you're wonderful. But why? Why would I dream of that? Because I wanted love. The loneliness was nothing more than a need for love, but I didn't know that. And because I didn't know that, I didn't give myself the love I was craving. And all I had to do was give it to myself. Do you understand? You see? I was begging for it, but I wanted it from somebody else. And this is what we're doing all the time. So, love, the truest, highest, unconditional love, is not truly loving someone or someone loving you. It is loving yourself in your unlovingness. Did you get that? It is loving yourself in your unlovingness. And the moment you do that, all the forces of life just come to your help to prove to you that you're a divine being. Because goodness is the very nature of life. Love is the very nature of life. Balance is the very nature of life. To be in sync, to flow, to be in alignment is the very nature of being, which is the now. But we have to give it a chance. And that means stopping these negative thoughts. But you cannot stop them because they become feelings instantly because you've experienced it in the past. So, accept the feeling. Acknowledge the feeling and move through those 5 steps. And incidentally, I'm going to give you the booklet. I just have them here, you know, which I can pick it up on the table, which are the 5 steps are written there. Okay? There are 4 important questions I'd like to ask you now, and we'll explore them. And I'd like everybody to be involved. Okay? Can you come a little closer?
Yeah.
Okay. First one. How can you learn to love your pain? Just say anything, please. There's no right or wrong answer. Just let's explore it.
Allow it.
Hmm?
Allow it.
Accept.
But if you're pained at the moment, if you're right now, let's say, deeply depressed right now, do you think it's easy to say, yeah, I love this depression?
No.
No.
But just be with it, I guess.
Be with it. Okay.
Yeah. Don't chase it away.
Or maybe ask
Don't-
why it's there.
No, never.
Never.
No, your ego would love that. It will have a field day trying to give you reasons why it's there. It's there because it gives you stories and stories. Oh, you know.
We're not to resist it.
Not to resist it at all. And non-resistance, like you said, it is allowing, but we cannot allow, really, when we're depressed, it's very hard to allow it. So how do you accept it? How do you do? Like the first thing that I've said, acknowledge that there is this feeling. Okay?
By the acknowledging it, the awareness coming in right away.
Absolutely. The very moment that you don't feel good and you acknowledge the fact that there is a feeling at that moment there, that there is a feeling that is not loving.
That's the turning point.
That's the turning point. You see, immediately there is you bring that awareness into it, and then the second one comes automatically. Yes, I am actually suppressing love. But it's okay, because the awareness that you're suppressing love, you're no longer suppressing it. You see, the moment you become aware of a negative, the positive takes its place. The moment you become aware without resisting it, without doing anything about it. And thank you for saying find out why or ask why, because that's exactly what you should not do. Okay, but I'm glad you brought it though, because if you didn't say it, somebody might think, yeah, I want to find out why I'm depressed. If you do, again I repeat, the ego will have a field day with that, and it will give you all kinds of reasons why you should be depressed. Okay.
Because basically when you recognize in the feeling, you're recognizing that it is only a feeling.
It is only a
It is
feeling.
only a feeling.
Mm-hmm.
And as you go back to your earlier statement of what A Course in Miracles says is, love is all encompassing, and anything which is not love cannot exist. So if you acknowledge that it's not love that you're feeling, you're seeing that out of the position of love.
Yes, out of the position of love. Yeah.
And I can see now why you wouldn't, because you're not fueling it.
That's right. The moment, that's beautiful. You see?
You're not fueling
How, that's right. When you ask why, you go into your head.
A fire.
When you ask why, you go into your head. But what we want is not intellectualize it, but feel it. And feeling does not come through figuring out. It comes through feeling it. See?
What's been happening to me mostly since I came here, is that when feelings come, and they do, there's no story with it.
Beautiful.
There's
Oh,
I don't have
wow.
a story to tell what it is, and I don't try to conjure up a story like asking why. I just am with it. And it's an interesting experience. It feels really kind of good in a way.
It will start to feel good after a while when you become very clear not to do anything about it. Do absolutely nothing, just be aware.
Yeah, that's what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. You see? That's how we start living truth. It starts on that level.